Go.
Okay, so we're gonna work with Kiki today, and she's a rescue dog, and she's had some issues at the vet where she doesn't want to be restrained, which is pretty common. We don't know fully her past history, but essentially we want to help her be able to get over her fear of being at the vet and being restrained, so she can get her nails clipped and things in her ears, all the things that the vet would need to do. What we're going to use is a method called conditional emotional response, or CER, and what that's really training the dog to do is be more active rather than passive. So we're going to use treats to create a positive emotional response towards whatever we want to do. So what we're trying to do is help her make the choice on her own on what to do versus us trying to force it and then give her a treat afterwards. So it's changing the game to make it good for her. The other good thing is you can always just use your other dog to help create another competition. So if she's nervous about being restrained, what we want to start doing is kind of come over, touch her, and give her a treat. And we want to start this off so slowly that she doesn't even really think about it, because we're not getting her to the point where she's scared. If we get her to the point where she's scared, we've gone too fast, okay? So, kind of going like this, put our arm around her. Hi. Do the same thing for you. Good girl, okay? Kind of, let's see, the next part would be getting her to almost choose on her own to come over into the restraint, so kind of coming under. Okay. See how she's kind of choosing to walk forward? We want her to feel like she's, this sounds silly, you almost want to be empowering the dog. Make her make active choices. Actually, what I'm going to do is keep the camera rolling. I'm going to give you a treat. You're going to hold on to Ellie May, so that way there's a little less distractions.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Okay, next step. So again, I want to kind of put my arm out and let her walk under it. We're letting her make these choices. So she's saying, oh, okay, I want to do this. Good girl. And then we're going to kind of go like this, start putting a little more pressure, petting her, telling her she's a good dog, but she's eating at the same time. So Beagles are so food motivated that she's going to be pretty excited to do this. You can just let me know off, like, even though you're recording, how is she with her feet being touched? Is that going to bother her?
No.
Okay. So is it when she's just fully being held still?
Mm-hmm.
Collar grab, is she okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so another good thing as practice, in case she were to ever get loose, as Beagles love to get out and about, grab a collar, give a treat. Okay? I know, this is so exciting. Okay, come over, get a little tighter. And I've noticed that I'm practicing on both sides of her.
Mm-hmm.
You would think it's only needs to happen with one side, but dogs make different associations based on side. Let's see. Let me look, keep the camera rolling. Let's see. This won't hurt her. These are just little things, and I'm just gonna get them near her ears to get her used to it. So, go like this. Kind of get it near her ear, because she doesn't like to have things near her ears. She doesn't want to have the thermometer. I'm not going to stick that into her ear because it would not be appropriate. I don't want to do any damage to her ears or anything like that. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Okay. Let me switch hands. She doesn't like it, but she's eating a treat. Now, I'm gonna do it again. Present. Now see how she's moving her head towards me? Put this right there, we go. See how I'm putting it here, but I'm encouraging her to move this closer and closer to her ear. So she's actively making choices to do the things that typically she doesn't want to do. But when you have a dog that's this food motivated, it works really, really well, because then she gets to make those choices. So let's do it on the other side, and I'm gonna just kind of try to spin her so you can see even better with the camera. Sit, put this right here, let her walk forward towards her ear. Let her move forward. So now we're getting this all up near her ears, it's not hurting her. See, now she just almost doesn't care, because she's so excited she could care less what we're doing. We'll do a couple more on working on giving her a little bit more restraint. The other nice tip that I want to give you is to work on things that are hard for dogs. Sit. Work on things for dogs that are hard. So if they have a hard time being restrained and have the thermometer go in her ear, when you're practicing, do restraint, do things by her ear. Do them independently so she can work through each one of those problems individually before you put them together, instead of trying to restrain and do ear all at once. Okay? Good girl. Again, help her kind of make those choices. Now, another thing that you want to think about possibly if she's up on the table at the vet is to give her treats just for standing up on a table. And then you start to do table and then restraint, table and restraint. But at first, just put her up on the table. You could even give her some of her breakfast or dinner on a table at some point. So that way she's having a really positive association. Sit. Okay. Okay. In that time, another thing you can do with these squishy treats is you can squish it between your fingers like this. And that way she can start to nibble. I'm holding on to it and letting her kind of nibble at my hand. So that way it's not like boom, a treat and then she's free again. So I've been holding on to the treats and letting her nibble on it while I've been restraining her. That way she's still getting that positive association while I'm holding on to her, because it's not like she just rings a bell and then gets a treat. We want her to be able to be comfortable and a little distracted. Want to do a couple more and then we'll call it good. Sit. Sit. Good girl.
She did not know that when we got her.
Oh, well, she's doing awesome. Okay. Letting her see how I'm kind of holding on to the treat. That was all one treat, so I'm not giving her 20 treats while doing this. Good girl. Is she doing better than she typically does when you're trying to restrain her? Okay, good. Good. Hold on to her collar, because a lot of dogs don't love being held by the collar. Sit. Sit. Right now I'm just helping her not snap at for the treat by holding my hand like this and then waiting for her to stop trying to take it, and then I give it to her. There.
We have
Good
to
girl.
do that sometimes.
Good girl.
She's too excited.
So now we want to take a break. We really don't want to practice this for much more than 5 minutes, but we're going to take a break and then resume after this.